Hello, if we've never met before, my name is Rachel and I like to talk about holistic health, spirituality, healing, intimacy, overcoming suffering, becoming your happiest and highest self. I have gone through a journey that has taken me on a crazy path and I've learned so much, and that's helped me change and grow as a person, and I also want to share that information and wisdom and knowledge with other people. So, what I want to talk about today are parasites. If you have any experiences, you can comment below, like this video if it helps you, subscribe if you want to hear more. I always like to claim that I can only speak from my personal experience, so I'm not gonna, share other people's experience because I haven't had their experience. Mine is just specific to me, but I know it can help people. So throwback to like senior year of college was really hard to get through. I ended up having mono the fall of senior year. At that point I was so inflamed. My body hurt, like I had headaches all the time. My joints hurt really bad. I had gained 17 pounds when I never gained weight before. So I somehow made it through senior year. I think that's because I had my first boyfriend and relationship, and he really helped me and was kind of my best friend. But after, I must have been home a weekend, and I drove by a chiropractor in Oakdale and I Googled it, and I remember my mood was so bad. Like I texted both my parents like this paragraph that I had written, and it was channeled at the time now that I look back, because I just wrote down my feelings and I wasn't even thinking of what I was saying, but they were so intense. I was like, I feel like I'm in the middle of a lake and I'm like under the water and I can't get up no matter what I do. Like it was pretty intense, right? Because I had all this inflammation. My mind and depression had just come to be that way because everything was so intense and I was so stuck. And I remember my mom was like, let's get you graduated first. And I'm like, whatever. So anyway, I graduate, and I think I had driven by this chiropractor and then I Googled it. And I started to go there. And he still does nutrition response testing there. So why I have been drawn to alternative medicine and such is because they're looking at your body specifically and what's going on. Because when I go to the regular doctor, not that I have for a long time, I've done checkups, but they just see it as if someone has this symptom, then they're like every single other person that has this symptom, right? It's like a blanket, oh, everyone has this symptom, so they're all in this same boat. But realistically, everybody is so different because the experiences I've had are very different than someone that maybe has the same symptoms as I do, right? We're living two different lives. We have different DNA. We have different genetics that are handed down the line, inherited stressors and inherited gifts. And their cause might be different than mine. But anyway, so when I first went there, I think there's an intake, so I probably wrote down anxiety, depression, stomach issues, maybe weight gain, I don't remember. So it's kind of like the basics, right? Like, okay, let's just test your body, see what it's telling us. And then as you go on a healing journey, your cells start to change because you're giving them what they need. And then eventually you might need to do something else. So I don't remember all the specifics exactly. I do remember my thyroid was imbalanced. I don't know if it was hyper or hypo. It seems like a mixture of both at different times. I'm gonna do a whole thyroid video another day, but thyroid was imbalanced, and then I had stomach issues like on and off my whole life. So as I went on this healing journey, I actually could start to make connections of what kind of stomach ache I had. And I say that because, again, I don't remember if this was first right away, but I know when I've had parasites a couple times now. I remember and know what that feeling feels like in my stomach, as well as I'm just more fatigued. So the first time that he was like, oh, you have parasites, super gross to think about, right? Because those are, I've never seen them. I know some people, like when you go to the bathroom, you can see them. I haven't. But super gross because those things are basically living in your intestines or wherever. I think they're only in your intestines in your body. And they eat all the nutrients. So you try to eat nutrients and nutritious food, but you're not getting any of them because the nutrients are feeding off of you and them. So you're not even getting nutrition. Super gross. Anyway, I remember, I think it's VRM 1 and 2 were the two supplements I got, which I'm going to look at right now. And I can tell you, because the way to kill parasites naturally are herbs. VRM1 supplement. Yeah. So I was given, I think, that one, maybe like 2 or 3 supplements. So with herbs and killing parasites, I was given like VRM1 for a couple weeks or 10 days, and then for another 10 days I actually had to take a different supplement because, again, so gross. If you take something, the parasites will get used to that and then they won't react and they won't die off, so then you have to go at them with different herbs. So it does take a little bit to get rid of them because they're hardy little buggers. Diet-wise, you kind of have to eat pretty clean, eat a lot of vegetables, stay away from refined sugar because they will eat that up. I don't remember everything else I did, but some of the basics. Again, and those stomach aches I had at that point, I just felt super fatigued. It was like stomach hurt, and I kind of had to go to the bathroom like very quickly. But yeah, when you think of parasites, we often think of like third world countries, right? And I'm obviously, well, not obvious, but I'm an American. And I went to Mexico like when I was 16. So, you know, you can actually get it from pork, has it in it a lot. And then, what's the other thing? Oh, like if your pets get them from outside, you can actually get them from your pets. You can't, I mean, there's a lot of crap in our water, but yes, when you go to third world countries, there can be more parasites in the water. That's what actually happened to my mom. She went to Mexico. I say that because she went like 10 plus years ago, and now she's finally getting rid of them because she's working with like a functional nutritionist. So super gross that they can be leaching off your body for years and years and years. So yeah, I finally started to feel better. So that is a process that kind of takes time. So yeah, you can get a stool test and sample to see if you have one. I would also say muscle testing. I would also say from an emotional standpoint, so I'm very much into Louise Hay. And if you don't understand the emotional component of why you're having a physical symptom, you're not always, I mean, you're going to kind of integrate and heal faster if you understand why a symptom is showing itself. So Louise Hay, in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, where is it? Yeah. Parasites represent giving power to others, letting them take over. So it's like letting someone or some things get under your skin. So if you're experiencing parasites, it's like trying to reflect on, who am I letting get under my skin? Who am I giving power over to others? And you can see why, again, that might be popular. A lot of people are just like, oh, you know, it's out of my hands. Like, I can't even do anything about it. So very important to consider. And that's not what traditional medicine talks about at all. But again, I'm all about holistic health. You got to hit the physical symptoms, you got to hit the emotional root cause, what's going on in your life as a stressor that's helping this symptom basically arrive. You know, if you weren't having all of these things in the concoction of your body, then you wouldn't have the symptom, right? So it's looking at all of the layers that might be causing it. If you don't want to do herbs, you know, Like I said, I've gone to chiropractors and muscle tested. You can also muscle test yourself. I have worked with chiropractors because they have years of experience and it's helped me a lot. But a lot of people, it's cool that parasites are getting more coverage because people are super fatigued and have stomach issues. Maybe they're malnourished because they're not getting any nutrition. I've heard watermelon juice. You can do like a watermelon juice fast to kill them off. Pumpkin seeds are also really great at killing them off. What else? I've done parasite food. Raw garlic, pomegranates, beets, and carrots. Papaya, barberry. Yeah. So if you just Google things, if you want to support your body in fighting off if you have a parasitic infection, again, symptoms being like super fatigued. I don't know if I can explain all the different stomach aches I've had, but like I said, it just felt like I had to go to the bathroom like very quickly. But yeah, people can be malnourished, moody. Again, these can be symptoms of a lot of things, but it's just something to keep in mind. Again, I can only share my experience, but I have a feeling that parasites are actually more common than what we'd care to think about or how they're actually treated. When it comes to antibiotics and going to the regular doctor to kill off parasites, they're very harsh remedies and medicines. And I don't know if it's completely guaranteed that those will kill off. Antibiotics are super overused now, and they've wiped out a lot of good bacteria. And I think using antibiotics has caused more long-term issues we're going to run into. So if you do want to look at more natural things, there is going to be, like I said, all those foods that I just mentioned, understanding like who's getting under your skin. Black walnut is another one that wasn't on that list, but it is often in those herbal tinctures or medicines you can take to kill them off. There's something else I wanted to say. Parasites. I don't know if I'm gonna remember, but yeah, infections are much more common than we think. Like I said, I've had experiences where people were probably getting under my skin and I was giving power over to others. I had pork. I used to eat pork. I don't eat it anymore. It's unfortunate that we can get it from their pets. Now, unfortunately, with dirty water and such, you got to be careful about going into lakes. But yeah, that was my experience. Again, it was just another layer and level of my healing to do, like not letting people get under my skin, raising my body's vibration to fight off those types of infections and killing off what I need to. Oh, that's what it is. So if you are going through a parasite cleanse or experience, there's a point where you have die off because you're killing the parasites, which is good, but that's actually going to make you more fatigued because they're like releasing gases and stuff. They're dying. So as they go through that die off process, your body also has to get rid of them, but that they're also giving you more symptoms of like, ooh, things are dying inside of your body. So it's unfortunate that you might feel sick for a while because they're actively living, and then as you kill them, which is good, it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. That's very common, and it happens all the time, actually, in a healing response too. So just be aware of that. I did say natural remedies a while ago, which reminds me, homeopathy is kind of good for every single physical condition that you have. You can work with a homeopath, but let's see if there are pathic remedies for parasites specifically. Parasite detox. I'm not sure. I'm not finding too much on a first Google search, but that can be something else to consider if you want to go more the natural route of killing them off. Because again, antibiotics are just so harsh. But if you support your body's healing process with homeopathic remedies, with healthy food, with herbs and such, you can also get rid of them. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Like if this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment if you've had experiences with parasites. Subscribe if you want to hear more. I'll put all my info down below to check out. And I'll see you soon. Bye!